Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Dear students, welcome back to biology online classes. We are in the chapter organism and population. Take out the worksheet. We have completed up to question number 45. Let's move to question number 46. Which of the following statement is correct for the given graph? See the graph. They have given on the x-axis the external level, on the y-axis the internal level. So what are the options? A means it representing conformers which maintain the constant body temperature through thermoregulation. So what is that A means? What is the meaning of A in the given graph? See, it is in the NCERT page number 223. A is nothing but the regulators, means the organisms which can maintain their constant body temperature. They have the ability to regulate their body temperature according to the surrounding or the ambient temperature. So that is not the correct option. See the option B. B are ectothermic organisms and can live comfortably both in Antarctica and in Sahara Desert. So what does that B indicates? The B indicates the conformers. So conformers, what is the meaning of conformers? Means poikilotherms. They cannot regulate their body temperature and their body temperature tend to change according to the surrounding environmental temperature. So that is also the not right option. B are ectothermic organisms and can live comfortably both in Antarctica as well as endotherm means regulators, ectotherm means conformers. So ectotherm means conformers, endotherm means regulators. So ectothermic organisms, they cannot live comfortably in Antarctica and Sahara Desert because they cannot maintain their body temperature. Okay, their body temperature tend to change according to the surrounding temperature. So in Kannada you call them as Shita Rakta Pranigalu. For homeotherms you call as Bisi Rakta Pranigalu. Question number option C. C are the partial regulators which regulate their body temperature to a limited extent. That is the right option. Partial regulators, they can regulate their body temperature only up to certain limit. Then they have not the ability to change their body temperature. That means remains as constant. That means they act like regulators. So they are called as the partial regulators. Now what is the example for the partial regulators? We will see the NCERT example only. Shrew, ground squirrel, these are the examples for partial regulators. See the option D. A are poikilotherms and stop their development during the unfavorable conditions. So what are A? A are nothing but the regulators. So regulators are not the poikilotherms, regulators are the homeotherms or the endotherms. So the right option is option C. Let's move to next question, number 47. Success of mammals is largely due to, the right option is thermoregulation, means they have the ability to maintain the constant body temperature irrespective of the changing environmental temperature. It is not the osmoregulation. Success of mammals is mainly due to thermoregulation, neither due to migration or hibernation. Hibernation means the winter sleep. Estivation means the summer sleep. Migration means they will tend to move from one region to another region in order to avoid the extreme environmental conditions. In human case also we migrate isn't it? During the cold winter, we migrate to the region where there is a hotness, or vice versa. Next, question number 48. Mammals from colder climates generally have shorter ears and limbs to minimize the heat loss, and this is called as dash. Mammals from the colder climates generally have shorter ears and limbs to minimize the loss of heat, and this rule is called as the Allen's rule. What is called as? This rule is called as the Allen's rule. So, why they have shorter limbs and shorter ears? In order to minimize the surface area of the body. So, when surface area of the body is surface area by volume ratio, you seen, isn't it? So, surface area is more, means there will be more loss of heat, correct? So, in order to minimize the loss of heat, they are having a lower surface area by volume ratio. So, their limbs and ears are reduced, and this rule was given by Allen's. So, it is given, it is known as the Allen's rule. Now, see, there are other options. Wrench's rule. One more scientist, Wrench's rule. All right, Wrench's rule. So, students, note down what is Wrench's rule. Now, here there is a phenomena called as size dimorphism. Phenomena called as size dimorphism means the size dimorphism, di means two, appearance of how the organism appear externally, that is called as morphism. So, in case of organisms, the male may differ from the female. So, that is called as sexual dimorphism, correct? But this is called as size dimorphism. Most of the animal kingdom, the female is longer in size and the male is shorter in size. Okay, that is in case of lower organisms, and this is one example for size dimorphism. So, the size dimorphism increases with the increasing body size. When you go higher and higher organisms, the body size starts to increase. So, in highly evolved organisms, you can see this phenomena of size dimorphism. So, size dimorphism increases with the increase in body size when the male is larger sex, and decreases with increasing size, body size, when the female is the larger sex. Okay. Size dimorphism increases. What did he say? Wrench say. Wrench say that size dimorphism increases. Right. Size dimorphism increases with the increasing body size. With the increasing body size. Okay. When the male is larger sex, when the male is larger sex and it decreases with increasing average body size. When the female is larger sex. So, take down these rules. Sexual dimorphism increases with increase in the body size when the male is larger sex, and decreases with increasing the average body size when the female is larger sex. This rule is given by Wrench, so called as Wrench's rule. We will see the rules which is given by some other scientist as well. Okay. There is a scientist called as Bergman who has given a rule, and it is called as the Bergman's rule. Now, what is the Bergman's rule? Population and species of larger size are found in colder environments, while population and species of smaller size are found in warmer regions. I write populations of population as well as population and species of larger size are found in colder environment. Colder environment, and population and species of smaller size are found in warmer region. Let's see some other rules. One more scientist named Jordan, and it is called as the Jordan's rule. Now, what does Jordan's rule say? You have to note down all these rules. It is an eco-geographical rule. What is this? An eco-geographical rule that describes the increased relationship between the increased relationship between temperature, that relationship between temperature and meristic, note down spelling meristic characteristics in various species. Meristic characteristics in various species. Now, what do you mean by these meristic characteristics? Ecogeographical rule that describes the increased relationship between the temperature and the meristic characteristics in various species. Meristic, for example, I will give one example. Example for meristic characters: fin ray, vertebrae, or scale numbers. Right here, example: fin ray, vertebrae. Fin rays, the lines which are present on the fin, the vertebrae, which are present in the vertebral column. Fin ray, vertebrae, or scale number increases, with the decreasing in temperature, with the decrease in temperature. So, meristic characters are nothing but the countable structures occurring in series. So, for example, vertebrae, they occur in series in fish, fin rays in fishes, vertebrae in different kinds of mammals. So mostly used for differentiation of species as well as the population. So these meristic characters are used for differentiation between the species as well as among the population. So Jordan's rule means it is an ecogeographical rule that describes the increased relationship between temperature and meristic characteristics in the various species. So what does this meristic characteristics according to the Jordan's rule? The fin ray, vertebrae or the scale number increases with the decrease in the temperatures. Next, one more rule we will study. Bergmann's over, Renz's rule over, then Jordan's rule also over. Then one more rule what we studied is of Allen's rule. The animals which are living in the colder climates are having shorter limbs and shorter ears in order to minimize the loss of heat. Okay. Now next option, Gauss's competitive exclusion principle that you already studied. According to the Gauss, the competitive can be released when the superior species is removed from a particular geographical habitat which are competing for the same food resource. This also you have studied. So come back to the question and identify the right option. Mammals from cold climates generally have shorter ears and limbs to minimize the heat loss, and that is called as option D, Allen's rule. Let's move to the next question. Question number 49. Symptoms of altitude sickness is solved by the body. How? 1. By increasing the RBC production. 2. By decreasing the binding affinity of hemoglobin to the oxygen. 3. By increasing the breathing rate. All the three options are correct. So the right option is the option A. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. By increasing the RBC production, because RBC have the ability to supply more and more oxygen to different parts of the body. By decreasing the binding affinity of hemoglobin to oxygen. So if oxygen is strongly bound to the hemoglobin and if it is not dissociated the oxygen will not be available for the tissues. So by decreasing the binding affinity of hemoglobin to the oxygen. Now the third option, by increasing the breathing rate. So when the breathing rate increases, the body will get more and more oxygen. So more and more oxygen provides more energy to do different activities. So all the three options are correct. Next, question number 50. Desert lizards basking in the sun to absorb the heat when their body temperature drops below the comfort zone is A. Biochemical adaptation, B. Physiological adaptation, C. Behavioral response, or D. State of suspended development. State of suspended development you call the word as diapause, which you can see in certain zooplanktons. They undergo suspended developmental activities. Now, desert lizard basking in the sun to absorb the heat when the body temperature drops is an example for behavioral response. Example for behavioral response. There are many behavioral response of the animals in order to come out from the extreme environmental conditions such as migration, suspended activities by the zooplanktons, correct? Then what are the other activities you have studied? Migration, suspension, then that is either poikilotherms or homeotherms. Okay, behavioral adaptation, then migration, then biochemical adaptation, then physiological adaptation, behavioral response, and then state of suspended development. So what is the right option? It is the behavioral response. Now one more option, just to see what is the meaning of that. Biochemical adaptation means. Biochemical adaptation. So there are many biochemical reactions which are taking place inside the body. So if suppose there is any change in the environmental condition, body synthesize the chemicals in order to adapt for the changing environmental conditions. For example, many deep sea creatures or the marine invertebrates, they secrete some organic substance, and that is called as piezolytes. What is called as piezolytes? Note down. Many of the creatures which are found in the deep inside the body, they secrete some organic chemical, and these organic chemicals, they are called as piezolytes. So this prevents the collapse of macromolecules in the body. So which are the macromolecules? Like proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, these are the macromolecules. So these piezolytes are the chemicals which prevents the collapsement of the organic molecules, macromolecules present in the body. So they can adapt, so they can live deep inside the sea or the ocean. Okay. Similarly, you take an example of a fish which is living in the very cold environmental conditions such as Antarctics. Okay. They have in them anti-freezing enzymes. They have anti-freezing enzymes. In the fishes. So these enzymes will prevent the process of freezing. So what are these? It is a type of glycoproteins. It is a type of glycoproteins. These enzymes are, all enzymes are proteins, correct? But they have in combination with the carbohydrates, so they are called as the glycoproteins. So these glycoproteins are contributing, which are present in their blood. Similarly, there are other adaptations, like in case of archaebacteria. In case of archaebacteria, they are thermophiles, means they have the ability to withstand very high temperatures. So they love temperature. Philic means love, thermo means temperature. Okay. So due to the structural difference in the lipid bilayer, what is present in the plasma membrane, correct? So they have adaptation because of the difference in the lipid bilayer as well as the compactness of the proteins and high levels of fatty acids, which can withstand temperature which is greater than 100 degrees Celsius, okay, without denaturing the enzymes which is present. So this is how there are different various organisms like fishes, marine invertebrates or archaebacteria. They adapt themselves for the different harsh environmental conditions. That is called as the biochemical adaptation. So students, we have studied behavioral adaptation, biochemical adaptation. So the right option here is the option C, biochemical adaptation. Question number 50. Desert lizards basking in the sun to absorb the heat when their body temperature drops below the comfort zone is called as the behavioral response. Now one more is there, physiological adaptation. What is that? Physiological adaptations, in the chapter adaptations you have studied now. What is that? Physiological adaptations. Physiological means body functions from inside. Okay. The adaptations, what they do from inside, that is called as the physiological adaptations. Okay. So all functional aspects which are related to the inside body. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಬಾಡಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಾಡಿ ಪಿ ಎಚ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ದ ಎಂಜೈಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, all the biochemical reactions also they contribute for the physiological, your breathing rate ಇರ್ಬೋದು, or your thermoregulation ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಬಾಡಿದು, or say heart functioning ಇರ್ಬೋದು, pumping of the blood, okay, carrying of oxygen to different levels. All these are physiological adaptations are adapted by the different organisms. Similarly, morphological adaptation means external features. You have seen not only in case of animals but plants also have certain morphological adaptations, like what? Presence of a thick cuticle, sunken stomata, leaves are reduced to what? Spines or needle-like structures. All these adaptations are meant to what? To conserve the water, to make the plant to cope up with the loss of water loss through the process of transpiration. Okay, let's move to question number 51. Archaebacteria living in the hot springs, fish thriving in the Antarctica water, marine invertebrates living in the great depth of ocean are examples just I have told, that is biochemical adaptation. Next, question number 52. Select the incorrect statement. 4 statement alli one is incorrect, you have to select that. What is that? A population ecology links the ecology to population genetics and evolution. What do you mean by population ecology? Population ecology means it links the ecology, study of environment, with the population genetics as well as the evolutionary aspects. That is the correct statement, students. Next, a population has certain attributes that an individual organism does not. For example, individual may born or die, so you call birth and death. But if you take in a population, they have birth rate and death rate. They have what? Birth rate and death rate. For example, if in a pond there are 20 lotus plants are there in the last year. How many in a pond? 20. And through reproduction 8 new plants are added, so increasing the number from 20 to what? 28. So taking the current population to 28. So how do you calculate the birth rate? So birth rate can be calculated by increasing number, that is 8, upon existing population, that is 20. So 4 2s are here, 4 5s are 0.4. This is called as the birth rate. This is called as the birth rate. So you need population in order to calculate the birth rate. Similarly, death rate. What do you mean by death rate? For example, if 4 larvae or say 4 Drosophila where fruit flies are existing in the laboratory conditions, 4 individuals in the laboratory populations of 40 offspring, 40 your fruit flies or Drosophila died. 40 ಯಾವುದು ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೈಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಸತ್ತೋಯ್ತು. So calculate the death rate. 4 1s are 4 10s are, so here it is 0.1, that is called as the death rate. That means the individuals may having birth or death, but when you talk about the populations, they have either birth rate or the death rate. Now see the option C. Sex ratio is not a characteristic of population. No. Sex ratio is also one of the characteristic of a population. So the incorrect statement is the option C. Okay. So sex ratio is one of the important attribute. It's characteristic of a population. So an individual, he may be either a male or a female, but population has a sex ratio. Example, 60% of the population are female and 40% of the population are males. So sex ratio is also one of the contribution. Similarly, option D, bacteria in culture plate is an example for population. Who said no? Yes, bacteria means they are living in colonies, they are not living in single or isolated. So, the bacteria in culture plate is also an example for the population. So, the right option is option C. Next, question number 53. Smaller animals tend to lose body heat very fast as compared to the larger animals because they have higher surface area to volume ratio. This is given by Allen, so it is called as Allen's rule. So, option A is the right option. Okay. Next, question number 55. Which of the following contributes an increase in population density? A. Mortality, B. Natality, C. Emigration, D. Predation. Mortality means death rate, emigration means moving from one particular area to another area, predation means to catch the prey. All these decreases the population density, but natality means the birth rate, it will add up to the population. So, the right option is the option B. Question number 56. In nature, a given habitat has enough resources to support a maximum possible number beyond which no further growth is possible. This characteristics feature of the nature is known as, you are correct, carrying capacity. It is called as carrying capacity and denoted by the capital letter K, which you already studied. Natural selection is given by Charles Darwin. There exists there overpopulation. For example, in an ocean, large number of fishes are exhibiting, okay, or existing, but there is a struggle for existence. They will compete for the food, for the shelter, for the space. Then survival of the fittest, and those individuals who are fittest are selected by the nature and they can reproduce successfully to carry their offsprings to the next generation, and this is told as by Darwin as natural selection. So, that is about natural selection. Homeostasis means what? Maintenance of constant internal body environment, that is called as the homeostasis. Maintenance of constant body temperature is to 37 degrees Celsius or 98.3 degree Fahrenheit, or maintenance of normal pH. ಯಾವ place ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಡಿ pH ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. Some region it may be alkaline, some region it may be acidic. So, enzymatic activities, role of enzymes, all these contributes for the what? The maintenance of the internal environmental status, which is called as the homeostasis. Now, what do you mean by biotic potential? Unrestricted growth of population leads to maximum growth of population, that is called as biotic potential. Unrestricted growth of population which leads to population growth in enormous amount, maximum population growth, that is called as biotic potential. For example, if availability of the food resources are abundant and the availability of space, shelter, everything is good and environmental conditions also favorable, and then the species can mate among themselves successfully and produce large number of offsprings. But if the environmental conditions are not favorable, then their reproductive ability will decreases and the population decreases. That means their biotic potential decreases. So, biotic potential means the ability to reproduce and to increase the population. Let's move to the next question, number 57. Predators play important role in conduction of energy across the trophic levels, maintenance of species diversity, control of prey population, all the above. Yes. Predators play an important role and contributes to all these aspects like conduction of energy across the trophic levels, maintenance of the species diversity, or control of prey population, all this, because the energy is transmitted from one trophic level, one energy level to another energy level, from the lower to higher. Because predators will feed on the prey, and whatever the energy is present in the prey will go to the predators. Maintenance of species diversity. If there are no predators, then there will be only one kind of species. That's why predators are important. Maintenance of species diversity. Control of prey population. Control of prey population. If there are no predators, then the prey which will feed on particular organism, that will destroy that particular organism. So predators are important for all these above. Question number 58. Resource partitioning is an important mechanism which promotes option B, coexistence. We already discussed this with the example of the birds, warblers which are presenting on the tree. Question number 59. Loss of unnecessary sex organs. Loss of unnecessary sex organs. Choose the correct option with respect to the parasites. Presence of adhesive organs. Adhesive means sticky organs. Presence of suckers. All these are important for the parasite. For example, hookworm. It attaches to the body wall of the intestine by the presence of hooks and suckers. High reproductive capacity. So if they have high reproductive capacity, survival rate is more. Correct? Then population growth is more. Well developed digestive system. This is not required. Why? Well developed digestive system is not required because parasites are the organisms which take the ready made food, that is the blood is the meal for them from the host. So they don't require this well developed digestive system. So loss of unnecessary sense organs. Sense organs, why they require? They are only present inside the body of another organism. So they don't require sense organs also. So the first four options are the correct. So the option C, only A, B, C, D and are correct. Let's move to match the column 1 with the column 2 and choose the correct option. Okay. Column 1 they have given depth of the sea water. In the column 2 they have given the algal type. You have to match. See, shallow depth, green algae. Shallow means not very deep, shallow depth. Green algae are present in shallow depth. Intermediate depth. Shallow means actually it is not neither very deep nor intermediate. That means it is next to the intermediate, that is shallow depth. Okay, not very deep, moderate, slightly deep, that is called as shallow. So green algae lives in the shallow depth. Intermediate depth means brown algae. Brown algae lives in the intermediate depth. Then the greatest depth are occupied by the red algae. So green algae are called as Chlorophyceae, brown algae are called as Phaeophyceae, and the red algae are called as the Rhodophyceae. So red algae they are found in the deep sea where particular wavelength of light can penetrate. For example, blue light. Blue light is having the higher frequency and the lower wavelength. So the red algae can absorb the blue light and they reflect the red light. That is why they appear red in color. So they have a pigment that is called as phycoerythrin to reflect the red light. So similarly you take the brown algae, example you take diatoms. These brown algae like diatoms, they are living in the intermediate depth because they can reflect the combination of colored light, okay, which appear brown. Now on other hand, if you take the shallow water green algae, they have the pigment chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B as their predominant pigment. So they reflect the green light. So the right option is option C for question number 60. So students, with this we have completed the worksheet number 1 for organism and population. So we have discussed 60 good amount of questions under this. So students, note down all the important points which I have written on the board, and also take down my lecture notes, and thank you for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.